at me until I had to say something. I didn't want her to do it, but not wanting that probably meant I had lost Paula Montgomery for good. "I'm sorry," I said. Paula was leaning against the yellow tile wall next to the pretzel glass. "All right," she said, her voice a thin reed. I touched her shoulder. "All right, what?" "I'll marry you," she said. Half my heart filled with new life. "And the baby?" I said. She looked at me, eyes red and wet. "Do you know what this is going to mean?" "No," I said. "Well, you better learn." She hit me in the shoulders as hard as she could, then threw her arms around my neck and held me like I was now her tether to earth. One would have thought that a Christian wedding would have pleased all concerned, especially Paula's Bostonian matriarch mother, Erica. After all, I was doing the right thing by marrying Paula. But Erica the Red, as I called her only to myself, did not like me. Never had. Not good enough for her daughter. I had the feeling no one ever would be. The Christian part of the wedding was Erica's choice, too. Paula's father, Franklin, had died 2 years before. I was not a Christian yet. I worshipped at the altar of Brando and James Dean. My view of Jesus was that he would be a good role to play if Steven Spielberg or Antonio Troncati directed me in it. Paula was not a Christian either. She had some sort of Buddhist learnings. But we both enjoyed the pomp and circumstance that attended us in the big church in Hollywood. The Presbyterians might have been a mystery to me, but they sure had themselves a good land deal and a wonderful architect. And Paula Montgomery was stunning in her wedding dress. I couldn't believe she was walking toward me. We had met at a party a year and a half before, thrown by my crazy friend Roland. Roland was a gifted jazz musician by night and a writer of jingles by day. He could sit at the piano and create an ad line for any product you cared to name, right on the spot. He was doing just that when Paula walked in the door. And knocked me out. As she did maybe half a dozen other guys there. She had hair the color of a Malibu night and violet eyes that ran on their own electricity. I had to do a lot of broken field running to get to her, but I finally managed to get her out to the balcony for some air, sweetening the deal by snagging a bowl of peanut M&Ms, and I had the chance to work my magic, which she didn't fall for. After my few fumbling attempts at charming small talk, she looked me in the eye and said, "Why don't you put a hold on the fluff and just tell me what you're passionate about?" Her eyes were not just hypnotic, they were intelligent. I told her I loved acting, old movies, and baseball. She smiled, and my heart pounded for mercy inside my chest. "Me too." I was so in love my mouth refused to work. I'm sure she thought I was a babbling idiot. So the next night when I called to ask her out, I practically assaulted Roland for her phone number. The yes I heard from her was a shock on the order of holding a winning lottery ticket. I took her to Michelli's, where working actors like to eat. It gave hope. "Too bad L.A. is not a theater town," Paula remarked at dinner. "I'd love to do Rosalind someday." She was a serious actress, in other words. Shakespeare was not something a lot of young actors attempted anymore. It's scary to do the bard, but also the best feeling when you carry it off. "I'll do Orlando," I offered. She laughed and said, "It's a deal." I fell more deeply in love. It was like Shakespeare had written the scene for us, in modern lingo. I promised myself we would do As You Like It someday, as husband and wife. And now I was marrying her. When it came time to promise to love, honor, and all the rest, I said I do with more intense joy than anything I'd felt before in my life. And then she promised the same. It was too much like a dream. The nightmare was still 5 years.